James hit $200,000 in investments on a Tuesday. He didn't tell Sarah. Not immediately. He sat with it first, quietly, like something private. That pause, that 3-day silence is exactly where the relationship started dying. Everyone praises the financial milestone, the moment your investments finally take off. But what nobody tells you is that crossing this threshold creates a massive hidden relationship crisis. Right now, a huge percentage of successful people are committing accidental financial abandonment, building massive wealth while their partner quietly becomes a dependent in their own home. They call it financial independence. The math calls it a guaranteed separation. Let me show you the trap. Sarah found out from a bank notification on his phone, not from him, from an algorithm. She didn't say anything either. She just went to the bathroom, ran the tap, and stared at herself in the mirror for 4 minutes because she understood something in that moment, something she couldn't say out loud. James had crossed a line she hadn't, and neither of them would ever be the same. 340%. Not a small gap, not gradual drift, a rupture, and it happens at a specific number. Not $1 million, not $500,000, $150,000. That's the threshold. That's where the resentment ignites.
But the math gap isn't what causes the pain. It's the silent shift in identity that happens right in front of you. James and Sarah started with nothing. 2017. Shared mattress on a floor. Ramen budget. Matching student debt. Equal. Struggling together. That equality was the foundation. Then James got the tech job. $118,000. Salary. Then the RSUs vested. Then he started investing aggressively. Sarah teaches elementary school. $54,000. Meaningful work. No RSUs. No vesting schedule. She didn't fall behind. The economy sorted them into different lanes. By 2024, James, $247,000 net worth. Sarah, $31,000. Gap, $216,000. Same apartment, same bed, different financial universes. Here's what nobody talks about. What happens inside Sarah's head? She's not jealous. She loves him. She's proud of him. But something else is happening. Something quieter. Something she can't name at dinner. She's starting to feel like a guest in her own relationship.
And if you think this is just a communication issue, look at what happens inside the brain when the gap widens. Researchers call it the asymmetric wealth effect. Not about greed, not about scorekeeping, about identity collision. When two people share a life, they share a self-image too. Equal partners, equal voices, equal stake. The moment net worth diverges significantly, that shared identity fractures. James starts making decisions differently. Bigger risk tolerance, longer time horizons, options he didn't have before. Sarah is still managing monthly, still checking balances before groceries, still calculating whether the weekend trip is responsible. Same relationship, completely different cognitive realities. And here's the part that destroys partnerships. James doesn't notice. Why would he? His reality feels normal to him. Sarah can't explain it. How do you say your financial success is making me feel invisible without sounding broken? So she says nothing, and the silence compounds. Quadrant 1, the decision gap. James wants to invest $40,000 in a rental property. Sarah's entire net worth is $31,000. She has no equivalent vote. Her no feels like fear. His yes feels like vision. Same conversation, different power positions. Quadrant 2, the lifestyle drift. James upgrades naturally. Better wine, business class once, nicer hotel. Not extravagant, just his new normal. Sarah notices every upgrade, calculates it, feels the distance in each one. Quadrant 3, the invisible contribution. Sarah's $54,000 covers household basics. James invests his surplus. 10 years later, his wealth reflects his investing. Hers reflects her spending on their shared life. The scoreboard doesn't record what she funded. Quadrant 4, the future divergence. James retires at 57. Sarah works until 67. Same partnership, different endings.
But to truly understand the trap, you have to run the brutal math of getting older. James at 65. Current investments, $247,000. Annual contribution, $28,000. Growth rate, 7%. Projected retirement wealth, $1,840,000. Withdrawal at 4%, $73,600 per year. Sarah at 65. Current investments, $31,000. Annual contribution, $4,800, maximum she can manage. Growth rate, 7%. Projected retirement wealth, $287,000. Withdrawal at 4%, $11,480 per year. Plus Social Security, $22,000. Total, $33,480 per year. Same couple, $40,000 annual retirement income gap. That gap doesn't stay abstract. It becomes who decides where they live in retirement, who has the financial vote, who depends on whom. Sarah, at 58, will face a choice nobody should face. Stay in an arrangement where she's financially dependent, or leave and retire in near poverty alone. Neither option is freedom. The wealth gap doesn't just strain the relationship, it removes Sarah's ability to leave it. That's not partnership. That's a financial trap built accidentally over 10 years of income inequality. Here's what will split the comments. Some people will say, James earned it. He worked harder, made smarter choices. Why should he be punished for building wealth? Others will say, Sarah funded their shared life on $54,000, while James invested his surplus. Her contribution is invisible in the net worth calculation. Both are right. The net worth gap isn't just about who earned more. It's about what counts. James's spreadsheet counts. Sarah's contributions to their shared survival don't appear on any statement. That invisibility is where resentment is born. And this brings us to the ultimate breaking point. The moment the invisible becomes undeniable. James finds out about the resentment the worst possible way. A couples therapist, session 3. Sarah says it out loud for the first time. I feel like a financial dependent in my own relationship, and I'm terrified of what happens if this ends. James is blindsided. He wasn't hoarding, he was building. For them, he thought. But for us, built in his name only, in accounts she's not on, toward a retirement she can't match. The therapist asks James one question. Is Sarah's name on the investment accounts? Pause. No. Does she have independent access to any assets exceeding $35,000? Longer pause. No. Financial dependence is not a relationship dynamic. It is a power dynamic. They are not the same thing. Here's the verdict. The $150,000 threshold isn't evil. It's not James's fault for succeeding. But success without structural inclusion is how partnerships become hierarchies, and hierarchies slowly become prisons. Option 1. Joint asset structure. Both names on investment accounts. Both parties understanding all assets. Not equal contribution, equal visibility. Option 2. Explicit retirement gap planning. Acknowledge Sarah's projected shortfall. Build it into joint financial planning now. Not at 58, now. Option 3. Name the invisible contribution. What Sarah funds in shared expenses is wealth building. 2. It needs to be counted, documented, valued. Which leads to the brutal truth about what financial independence actually costs if you build it alone. James and Sarah are still together, but only because a therapist forced the conversation that 7 years of silence avoided. James moved Sarah onto the investment accounts, jointly titled Equal Access. He also set up an automatic transfer, $800 monthly, into Sarah's personal retirement account, from his income, her name only, her independence. Not charity, restitution, for 7 years of invisible contribution that made his investment surplus possible. The number isn't the problem. The silence is the problem. James's $247,000 didn't destroy the relationship. The 3-day pause did. The pause before telling her. The notification she found on his phone. The signal that his financial milestone was private before it was shared. That pause communicated something no amount of love can fully undo. I am building something. You are adjacent to it. And Sarah heard it, clearly. In the bathroom, tap running, 4 minutes alone with the mirror. The $150,000 threshold is real, but it's not a wealth threshold. It's a communication threshold. The couples who survive it aren't the ones with smaller gaps. They're the ones who refuse to let the gap grow in silence. James and Sarah almost didn't make it, not because of money, because of a 3-day pause, and everything that pause meant.